Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to be reviewing not just one book, but an entire book series, Maximum Ride by James Patterson. Now it's weird because I haven't reviewed a book in such a long time, and this is really how my channel started. So it's almost like I'm returning back to my roots in a way. It's really weird. Anyway, so today we're just going to talk about it. So first off, we're going to break this into segments. Now the first three books were really well done. I really liked the character development in them. And, Max is just your everyday kind of snarky teen. But, this was when YA novels were really in their infancy. So you can't really say she was too stereotypical because at this moment in time, not all protagonists of YA novels like they are now were as snarky and as sarcastic. Now, it opens up in the first book when they're talking about school, and obviously this school is quite different because they're being experimented on, and all of the kids in this book have wings. And so they escape from the school, and then they're hunted by these creatures called erasers, which, particularly one in particular called Arai. And just the story arc behind this, it was just so well done. I thought it was so well written. And when you find out the twist in the third book, and then when you really actually start to care for the villain, I'm just saying that it was it was well written. Now, after this, the fourth book is where it starts to get a little wonky. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So, in like the fourth book was called hello, it's me from the future. The Final Warning, that's what it was called. Man, I can't remember. I'll probably just insert it after I'm done when I'm editing this video. Now, what really angered me about this book is that seemed to be shifting a lot. Is because now it's just talking about global warming. And I know that probably later in the story global warming does come into effect, but it just felt like it just came out of nowhere. Like, it just, boom, is just there. Like, there was no gradual upbringing into this. No, it was just, boom. Like, you're just like, where did all this come from? And everything. And it was just, like, really just it was really just weird and annoying. And then, throughout 5, 6, and 7, this is when the books, I feel, start to get, like, filler books. Like, he's just trying to make money because... honestly, what happens is Fang, one of the coolest characters in my opinion, he's kind of really like he's like the cool guy, he's got the dark pants, he's got the awesome jacket. He was an awesome character. The thing is that before in the beginning of the series, when he talked, you need to, because he never talked. When he talked, you listen because he never talked. And in this way, he just starts talking more and more throughout the series. But the thing is that he just starts talking more, and nobody even acknowledges it. Now they're not just like, oh, whoa, flip, man. Like, where'd this talking come from? Why are you so talkative all of a sudden? And this has bothered me for the longest time. I'm just gonna be honest. Now, I will say that two of the characters really kind of stayed in character, and Angel, one of the characters, was going through a lot of changes, but there was only like 2 characters that actually were staying in character. There were also some really strange character arcs that were put in there that could have been done a lot better. Another thing is that there's a certain villain that just keeps dying. He died and he came back. Died, came back, and it got to the point where you're just like, I don't even care about this villain anymore. Like, you love the villain, and I loved him, but then it felt like he just became overused or washed up because, he just kept dying and coming back. It was honestly really annoying. Couldn't take it, couldn't stand it. Now, the 8th book is where it really starts to end, and I will admit that after the ending wasn't as best as I hoped for, mainly because another thing is that Fang had split off from the group later in the series. And just spoiler alert, sorry, should have spoiled it. I should have said spoiler alert. He splits off from the group, and then something bad happens, and then he totally just leaves those people behind. You're just like, why? He came off as really just a dirtbag move. Just gonna be honest, came off as a total dirtbag move, and I like nothing, like no words. You're just like, why, Fang? Why? And then like it really just starts to, at this point, it's really just becoming soap opera type style. Another thing, one of the people in the group has betrayed them. I'm not going to reveal who it was, but she's still in the group, and yet nobody seems to acknowledge that she's betrayed them before and that they need to watch out for her. Like, it maybe touched on a little bit, but it's not touched on as much as, a normal person would touch on it. It irked me. I'm just going to be honest. It really did irk me. And then, so after all this, then it ends with global warming basically wiping out the entire. Now, global warming, I understand, would have been good, but the thing is that it was just in your face. There was no gradual like thing. And then Fang in the fourth book too, he was, another thing is that he was one of the ones who was pushing about global warming is so dangerous and blah blah blah, and I'm just like, where's this talking come from? Because he usually just doesn't talk, and you're just like, whoa, what? Like, he doesn't, like, just there's just something, like, he can't. It was just a really weird character change for him, honestly. But at this point, yeah, it was just so like soap opera and this and that, and you're just like, dude, like, when's this? It's gotta end. It's gotta end soon. But it did end. And, honestly, to this day, I will recommend the series. However, the thing about it is that what I think should have happened is there should have been the third book, and then there should have been the fourth book. Little changes here and there. And then I think that 5 to 7 could have been condensed into one book. Like, they were literally that bad. They were literally that much of a filler that all of them could be condensed into one book. And then the 8th book would be after. And that's my opinion. Now, I'm going to read the 9th book now, because obviously I'm a sucker for this thing, and James Patterson knows that readers like me will read the next book because we're suckers. Alright, see you next time, YouTube. Bye. Also, before I go, guys, I would like to announce I'll be doing a Q&A at 50 subscribers. I can't believe we're almost at that number, and I'd like to thank every single one of you for subscribing to me. Bye, guys, and all of you just stay awesome.